Okay, in this video, we are finally getting our functions with returns back on the canvas. So I would love for you to open up a new editor and title it 2.06 Functions with Returns on Canvas. In fact, I'm going to copy this and I'm going to make one myself. This is a great reminder that you should pause this video, rewind this video, do whatever you need so that you get this information. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set up my editor just so I have a little bit more space. I'm also going to just note this is the end of the draw function because we will be making a function today. So, okay, so in this video, we are going to, let's make a function that takes in a string and either the word shout or whisper and returns the string shouted or whispered. This is something that was a challenge in one of your labs, so it shouldn't be completely new to you. So I'm going to make a function. I'm going to call it shout. Maybe I'm going to call it volume bot. And I'm going to add a comment that says, it takes in a string and either the word shout or whisper. So I think I'm going to put a string and maybe a command, like it's telling you to shout or whisper it. So what I need to do is I need to have a variable, maybe the sentence that I'm going to end with. I'm going to start it as an open parentheses, an empty parentheses. And I need to do something if they shout. So if, I'm going to set myself up, as you all know, if the command is shout, I want to turn the sentence into all capitals and I want it to be like with exclamation points. So I make all uppercase JavaScript. I forgot how to do it. Okay, so it's 2 uppercase. This. Okay, so I'm gonna write if the command is shout, then I'm going to put the sentence equals a string dot to uppercase, and I'm going to add on a bunch of exclamation points. Else if my command equals whisper, I want my sent to equal a string dot to, I'm guessing it's 2 lowercase, and I think I'm going to add some just dots. Now, please note, I did else if because I think there is a world in which they don't write shout or whisper in the command, and I want it to be able to only do it for those two. And then I need to return the sent. Now, you might remember that in the past, what we did when we were off canvas is we would make a variable var test1 equals, and we would do something like volume bot, and we would put parentheses, we'd put a word, I don't know, maybe hello, and I would put shout, and we would console.log test1. And that answer would appear down here, and if I changed it to whisper, again, it would appear down here. That's cool and everything, except that was off canvas, that was not actually helpful. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually, you know what, I'm going to delete it. And I'm going to do this back on our canvas. So instead of declaring and initializing together, I'm going to come to the top. I'm going to declare a variable, test1. I'm going to say that test1 equals volume bot, and I think I did hello. And I'm going to do shout. And for right now, inside my draw function, I'm just going to make some text. And I'm going to put test1. And I'm going to put, I don't know, 20 and 20. And you can see it turned my hello into shouting. Now, I also want to remind you, so there's a few things. First of all, I'm going to comment at the top. When working on Canvas, we declare and initialize our variables separately. Outside the, well, first, we declare globally and initialize locally to setup. By initializing it in setup, since our variable is global, everything will remember it. Sometimes we will do it in the draw, and I'll show you that. But first, I want to show you, you can also put variables in for the arguments, which we've seen. So I think I'm going to do string 1, and I'm going to say today is a Thursday. And I'm also going to make that was me being off Canvas. Sorry, just string 1. And inside of the setup function, I'm going to do string 1 equals today is a Thursday. I'm also going to do var test2. And I'm going to say that test2 equals volume bot. And instead of writing today is a Thursday, I'm going to write string 1. And I'm going to say shout. What's happening is the result of it being shouted is being stored in the test2 variable. And then I can come and I can make some text with it. So the result of the volume bot is being returned and stored in the test2 variable, which we can then use. Now, the reason you might want to use a variable for the string is because then I could do something like var test3, and I could do test3 equals volume bot string 1 whisper. So I didn't have to type the whole text out again. And I can make test3 2060. And there we go. Okay, so that is the beginning of us using functions on Canvas. Let's try and make it interactive though. So let me come into my setup or my draw function. Let's add a comment. So I want to make text on the canvas that starts as blank or empty quotes. If I press the S key, I want it to show Angle is the cutest cat ever shouted. If I press the W key, I want it to show Angle is the cutest cat ever whispered. Some of you might be observing, okay, I'm going to be saying Angle is the cutest cat ever in 2 situations and might want to make a variable for it. I would agree. So I'm going to call it string 2. And I'm going to start my string 2 as Angle is the cutest cat ever. I want to make text on the canvas that starts as blank. So if I want text to start as blank but eventually change, I'm going to need a variable for that text like we've been having. So maybe I'm going to call it test4. So I'm going to make var test4, and it's going to be equal to empty quotes starting as blank because I don't want anything on the canvas yet. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make that text test4, and I'm going to do, I don't know, 20, maybe are we at 80? And you'll notice nothing appears because my test4 is blank. If I press the S key, if key is pressed and key equals S, I'm going to console.log S is pressed. Shall? And what I want to happen is I want test4, my variable that's making the test, to be equal to volume_bot string 2 shout. So let's see what happens. When I press S, it appeared. Now it didn't go away when I stopped pressing it, yes, but that's a start. Else if I press, I hate how it does these very long spaces. If key is pressed and key equals W, I want to console.log W is pressed whisper. And I want to do test4 equals volume_bot string 2 whisper. SW. Now, if I'm not pressing a key or else, I want test4 to go back to being in blanks. So we have SW. Okay, I'm excited to see what you can do. Let me know what questions you have.